I've talked a lot about this before, and people didn't like it too much, like men in particular. But I do think it is a lot harder to date as a woman high earner, and especially as a Black woman high earner. And there's a couple of reasons why I think that is the case, but generally speaking, it is harder to date. And in my experience, one thing that I have noticed is that men, when they like come into your sphere, especially if you're someone who's not necessarily like withdrawn or or like quiet per se, right? Like you have opinions and they don't like that, right? And some of them, they just want you to like shut up and be quiet and just be behind them, and that's not me. But also like others of them, they're just jealous, and obviously it's not like they're saying to you, oh, I'm jealous, but you can see that they're jealous because they'll make like snide comments, or they'll be like, or like little things along those lines. Or some of them, I wouldn't attribute this one to jealousy, but just more so like they want to be kept. They'll say like, you're the one with all the money, you know? And sometimes jokingly, we're just like, okay, but that's not a funny joke if I don't know you. So I will say, like, for those reasons, it is a lot harder. But also another reason it's harder in general, I think, is because once you are making above a certain amount, you usually have a certain kind of lifestyle. And if you want to maintain that lifestyle, but also include your significant other in that lifestyle, they do have to be making within that range, right? I'm not saying that I will only date someone who makes more than me. That's absolutely not the case, but you do need to be probably making, like low to mid six figures, somewhere like 200 or higher, in order for us to have the lifestyle that I envision myself living. And mind you, I'm still working towards the lifestyle that I want to be living. But if I like to take vacations and I like to buy, diversify my investments and do all these different kinds of things, you need to be able to do that too, right? Like I'm not here just funding your lifestyle. We need to be able to do this together. And so naturally, you have to have some sort of cushion on your own before you come into my sphere, before we can even really get along or be in the same like tax bracket. But again, I wouldn't say like he has to make more than me, but he does need to make close to it, or somewhere that would allow him to still be in that same area or same arena of what it is, of what my lifestyle is like and what I'm hoping it to be, right? Because the goal for me is at least to build generational wealth, and you can do that from a full-time job. I work full time, but I also have significant side hustles. And yeah, it takes a lot of time, but to me, it's worth it, right? Because I'm young, I have the time, I have the energy. And then later on in life, I'm just going to be able to like chill and just live off of what the hard work that I've been putting in now. You had replied to this and also asked about like splitting expenses and different things like that. I don't believe in, like merging money or anything like that unless I am married, which I am not. And so I wasn't doing any of that. In terms of like dating, I still do think a man, especially for the first few dates, needs to be paying for the dates. Like they need to be doing the courting, the courtship, all of that. To kind of sum up, because this is long, dating is a lot more difficult. Oh, you had also commented about like where to meet them. I also made a video on this that some people didn't like, but in my experience, there's multiple ways to meet men who are high earners, or whatever it is you want to call them. And one of the easiest and best ways is to change your environment, right? If you're only hanging around other high earners, or only hanging around other professionals or entrepreneurs or people who are like-minded, that is going to become your circle of influence. That is going to become your norm. And so naturally you are going to meet those kinds of people. Like, for example, I was just at a conference and it was all attorneys. It was all big law attorneys. It was all in-house counsel, right? And I was just there and they're just around me, right? So that's an example. The weekend before, I was at the Black Wealth Summit, like the same thing, right? So being very intentional about the spheres that you're putting out, putting around yourself, your environment, who you're hanging around, who you're talking to. Go to conferences, go to events, like do those different types of things where you're going to be in the space to meet those kinds of people. And if you're living somewhere that doesn't allow you to be in that kind of space, then you got to figure out a way to get up and get out and go put yourself in that kind of space, or make some friends genuinely, because nobody wants like the fake stuff, to be able to cultivate that kind of experience for yourself. And that's what I found most helpful.
Seen this on Media Man channel. He said he didn't want to share her name because he didn't want ninjas in our comment section. Hey Ninja, I found it. It didn't take hard. It didn't take long. I found it. So you have a black woman. She's nice looking, and you hear what she's saying. She want a high earner. I put some videos of her body in there so you can see her body. She said you at least got to make 200,000. She's in big law, so she must be accomplished. I think she makes money on social media from looking at a couple of her posts. So she does something on social media. So she said basically she racks in 40K a month. That's over what? That's 480K. So she's raking in almost $500,000 a month. A year. Almost $500,000 a year. But I think a woman like that, we're basically saying a guy got to make 200,000. And then you got to understand, I don't know what her other credentials is. He got to be a certain height. He got to be a certain color, from a certain demographic. For the most part, I was watching this movie. I can't remember what the hell it was. It was on Netflix. And I had this white business lady. It wasn't the one where she was ripping off the old folks and stealing their homes. I forget what this was. I think she was in a pharmaceutical. But long story short, she had to pay for dick. After her day was over, she'd go to a hotel and they'd send her a new man to come fuck her white ass. And that's what she on. Women got to understand. It's very impossible for you to have a career to degree in the husband and the babies. It's hard. And one of the reasons it's hard is because it's the mentality. Like the mentality that come with you, like that come with your attitude. You don't want to lead, you don't want to follow, you want to lead. Simple as that. Well, if I want to pick up, you just should tie your tubes. Don't have no children. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. That's the best advice I can give her. You don't have the mental makeup. You 27, but she's 29 now. Some of the videos it says 27, but she's 29 now. So really, she probably about 30, 31. The average black woman get married at 33, but she's not average. She's a very high earner. She might as well give it up. No man is coming. You need to just DoorDash you some dick. And that's it. That's the best advice I got for her, because it's not coming. And this is why the men are the breadwinners, because think about how it balances out, because the man don't mind dating down with a woman as long as she listens and she's submissive and he can mold her, or she's still young enough to be taught. She's still young enough to be taught what he needs to do. But women call that grooming because they're incapable of wanting to submit to a man. Most of these women are misandrous. They just hate men. They not gonna submit to you. They don't, oh, I hate man, I don't want to listen to man. And a lot of it started off with their mothers not picking a proper father, or running their father off if they had a good father. And they don't even understand the generational curses that they putting on with that mentality, you know what I mean? But when you have that mentality, no, them guys that's like that, that's making that type of money, like they not fucking with you like that. They dealing with certain type of women. Most of the women look a lot better than you. They a lot easier than you. They understand that, if they're gonna be a trophy wife, they understand what it takes to be a trophy wife, how to balance the house, how to clean the house, how to cook, how to, make sure the kids good, how to be a housewife. Look, if you're gonna fuck around on I'm gonna fuck around on you. If you fuck around on me, check this out. We know this really a business agreement. Don't let me find out you fucking a personal trainer, or don't let me find out, and we good. I'm gonna fuck these hoes, pay these bills. You gonna, get your Starbucks and all this shit that you want. Really ain't gonna be no emotional connection there. Ain't no love story there unless they met in childhood or they met in college. Ain't no love story there. Ain't no love story there. Ain't no love in this club. Ain't no love story. We just in it for an agreement. I'm fuck you a couple times. I just need somebody to spread my. You ain't on that time, and then you ain't gonna be a side bitch. You know, you probably already is one, but you ain't gonna be a side bitch to them type of men. Why would you go be a side bitch to a 200,000 K, 500,000 a year type of dude like you? You know, why would you be a side chick to that? And the thing about it, she'll be like, oh, to date me, to be with you. I guarantee you, every nigga that she done fuck, you know, since she started making 40K a month, they ain't make that type of money, bro. I guarantee you they ain't make that type of money. And she not celibate. She not abstinent, celibate. You know, she's fucking. And 9 times out of 10, she's fucking a dude that don't make 200, a dude that don't make 100, a dude that don't make 50K. Women always fuck guys that's beneath them, or that they believe that they're better than, regardless. Even if the guy make more money, you know, and she still believe I'm better than him, because the goalpost is always moving. She still feel like I'm better than him. I'm better than him. I can do better than him. She's still fucking guys. I'm telling you that. She's still fucking guys. 30K guys, homeless guys, 50K guys, 60K guys, 10K guys. You know, it's rappers, fire SoundCloud rappers. Yes. That's what people don't understand. She's still messing around. So on top of that, you still getting on the cock carousel. Then you got these high standards. You running your body count up. You know what I'm saying? Like the guys that you looking at, they not even you. Like I said, she might as well just tie her tubes. That's it. Women live in an unrealistic society. When you chose that career, when you left college without that guy on your arm, come on. And not to say, you know, I'm not putting this on her, but a lot of women who move up in big law as fast as she moved up in big law, a lot of them, it ain't due to that they better than everybody else. They fucking a lot of the niggas there, or they fuck their way to the top. Believe it or not, a lot of these women really didn't fuck their way all the way through college. That's why they go to these colleges and most of these kids can't read, or we the most educated. You ask them, name 5 countries, and they can't name 5 countries. They can't name the state capital they're in. A lot of these women sleep their way to the top. I don't really think people really understand how big of a cheap fest college is. A lot of women sleep their way to the top. So when we kind of talk about that, you get a high mileage, you get an older woman. It's a wrap. She should just hang it up. The kids, the family, it's over with. Because even if you adopted or you use the dude for a child, right? You ain't trying to slow down your process regardless to be a mother. And then on top of all of that I said, and I feel like I could be missing a few things, the cherry on top is it got so bad that now you got to document it on social media. You out the game. You out the game, bruh. You're out the game, dog. Any of the guys that you would date, which is slim to none, because they also would have to date you. And she said, well, I dated guys, and they said, oh, you got the big money, and I don't like those jokes. And man, let me tell you, if the guy was very attractive that she was dating, she wouldn't give a fuck about the money. I'm telling y'all, bro. The money would be a no option. I'm telling y'all, the money wouldn't be an option. Why he gotta have the money if you got it? If he a great guy and he can take care of himself. And she said, well, he has to be able to pick. Well, these women love picking up and leaving and traveling and doing all this. Cool. Stay single. If you that selfish to want to pick up and travel, guess what? You're not gonna make a great wife. You're not gonna make a great mother. Stop talking about it. But you get on the internet and you document. No, it's over for her, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. All the guys, niggas 60K and up, not fucking with you. No man, just the mentality of emasculation that she's got. Also, you documented it on the internet. You don't have any feminine traits. You didn't say, I cook, I can clean, No, them type of women, we can get a maid. And why do I need a maid when I got you? Why do I want to eat somebody else cooking? Y'all know that's how a lot of grandmothers and great grandmothers got their husbands and kept their, because of how they cook. They children loved them because they loved them through their cuisine, because they crochet shit. They clean stuff. They made sure things happen. They was at event. When you choose career like that, bro, it's over with. It's very rare that you get the woman with the degree, the career, and the children and the husband, right? And a lot of times they come from 2-parent households. They can't turn off that competition. You have to be better than a woman. Now, like I said, she can meet guys that she feel like is better than you. And for her to meet those guys that she feel like is better than her, mark my words, they got to be superior in the looks department. That's why when she's got to talking about the guys that she would date, she's dated in the past, they didn't look good enough. They didn't look good enough. I done said some wild shit to girls I done dated back in the day or whatever, and I still crack. So when they like you or they that physically attracted to you and the dick is really hitting on that and all that type of shit, bro, how you think homosexuals, end up in bitches' houses? It ain't like they just move it. Bitches ask niggas when the dick is good and the guy they like is good enough, he can be homeless. They ask the man to move in, bro. Oh, yeah, we can move in. You can move. They don't tell y'all the truth about that shit, dog. She just ain't meeting guys that's attractive enough. I'm telling you that right now. And if she meeting guys attractive enough, they just beating it and leaving it. I'm telling you that right now. She just need to let that dream go of being a wife and if she want to be a mother, let it go. Hit the link in the description, join the Patreon.
It's going to be a super fun video. I hesitated to do it, but why not? What I spent my money on last month as a big law attorney and business owner. So this income will include multiple sources of income because yes, I work in big law, but I also have a business and have other streams of income coming in. So generally speaking, I divide up my money into 3 categories. I do use like a budgeting thing, whatever. If you want to know more, have questions, just comment it down below. But the first category is my savings category. So for that one, I put $2,088 into crypto. That's crypto investments. $4,588 into the S&P 500. $9,353 towards a down payment on a home because I am going to be buying an investment property very soon. So just saving up for that down payment. $0 towards my emergency fund. My emergency fund is fully funded. So with 6 months of expenses, so I don't continue to add to it. I do keep my emergency fund in a high yield savings account as well as what I'm saving up for the down payment on my investment property. I put aside $1,000 for a vacation or for fun. I like to take vacations. I like to have fun. I don't believe in all work and no play. So I do take a portion of my money and put it aside for me to have fun with and for me to spend. So that is also in my high yield savings account. $1,450 to tithing. I don't currently have really a home church. So when I find one, I'll have that tithing there. My next category is expenses. So first expense, of course, is rent. That was $4,000 towards my family, $1,250. My credit card, $2,700. Flight to go see my boyfriend, $400. $250 for my clip-ins. $255 for cleaners. I have cleaners who come and clean my apartment. $1,000 for my laser appointment. $4,000 for my operating expenses. That's to run my business, of course, because got to keep the business running. $1,588 of fund money. So that's just really extra money that I didn't necessarily have anything directly I want to do this with it, but I do have it there. And then the third category is taxes, because if you're self-employed or have your own business or social media or whatever it is you might do, obviously taxes aren't immediately coming out. So you do need to put aside for taxes. And that was $6,000. I believe that brings our total up to $39,922 last month. So if that's wrong, I'll put the correct amount on the screen. But that's it. Let me know if you guys have any questions down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.